Welcome back to Season 4 episode of Teed Up, where everyone's a sports expert.
The podcast that makes you care about sports, including President Connolly. Thank you for your support.
We are an original podcast created and produced by Long Beach State student-run newspaper, The Long Beach Current. I'm Maddie G.
I am Maddie C.
And today we're joined by head coach of track and field, LaTanya Sheffield, 1988 Summer Olympian, and 2024 Olympic track and field sprint, hurdles, and relays coach. Senior athletes win 7 golds, 5 silvers, and 5 bronzes. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. I know you had a bit of a run up here. What's that kind of like, just catching up with an athlete in general?
Oh, wow. Well, for starters, it's just been really kind of a whirlwind, especially since I have returned from Paris and school pretty much immediately starting. And so to put on these different hats quickly is the name of the game, but I think I'm handling it. I think I'm surviving.
Yeah, so you established an American record in the 400-meter hurdles in 1985. At that point in your career, what were like your aspirations? I know you went on to the Olympic Sports Festival, which I had to Google. Hadn't heard of that at all.
Oh, you tried to do the homework.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, just first as a collegiate athlete, gosh, I was really very new to track and field in the larger sense. Not necessarily having any specific goals, just wanting to be a part of something special. And athletics was something that just I had a magnet for. And I was a walk-on. So all those walk-ons out there in the world get to walking, and it actually pays off. But I walked on to my university at San Diego State and just tried out for the team. And really, who knew a person to try out would be able to find really a great home, a sense of identity, a sense of purpose in sports that way. So I'm really super excited. But I had an amazing coach, and my brother was my coach, so there was immediate trust. Well, I don't know, because I remember when we were little. Well, okay, I won't get into that. It's not time for that. That's a whole nother story. But he was an amazing coach. He, of course, didn't only just coach me. He had a slew of athletes that were doing very well in their respective events. And I just happened to be asked to try out in the 400 hurdles. That was obscene because I was a short sprinter. In my mind, I saw me running the 100 and the 200 meters. And when they asked if I would consider running the 400 hurdles, I thought about it, but not too long. I actually found a really kind of passion in that event. And I broke the American record as a collegiate athlete. That was insane. I'm like, oh my goodness, I could not believe that. But my coach told me the day before the competition, he's like, hey, so tomorrow you're going to break the American record. There will be media, they will interview you, and you've got to be very mindful what you say. Needless to say that everything that he said after tomorrow, you're going to break the American record, I heard nothing really else after that. It was more that Charlie Brown, wonk, wonk,
yeah.
wonk, 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 you know. And it really came into fruition. And I can't tell you that I actually had something to say. I just was blown away that all of the hard work paid off.
And it came in a year after the Olympic cycle. So then you have 3 more years waiting for 1988 to come around. In the back of your head, like, were the sights there? What was that kind of just like finding out you made the Olympic roster? Well,
let me just go with the 3 years later. There was no fast foods. Let's deal with that. Let's talk about mindful eating. I mean, like, that just totally like killed, my common life, right?
I could never.
Well, I mean, it was a toil. It was something, I guess what happened for me is I was not able to achieve something. And I didn't really know that's what I wanted to do until I lost it. until the opportunity wasn't available any longer. And then hey, I just missed something. And so, but I have another opportunity. So really for 3 years, it was just all a grind, all a grind. And when I headed out for the Olympic trials, they were held in Indianapolis, Indiana. It was very rainy. It was humid. They actually, before the race, our finals, there was a pause because it was, I believe, a thunder and lightning storm. And so they paused the competition, which that's a huge deal when you have to sit and think about the inevitable that you're going to have to get in the blocks and run for your life. And so it was that. But I think that my coach, he and we always had this thought process of just obstacles, competition. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And so it was, we can handle this. We literally can handle this. And I was able to make the Olympic team. Top 3 finishers were advanced on to the Olympic Games in Seoul, Korea. And I was 3rd. And I was elated. That was another time where he could have said, he didn't say, but he could have said, tomorrow you're going to become an Olympian. And so you've got to be concerned about what you're going to say. He didn't say that part this time, though. But nonetheless, I'm sure I had no words for that moment. We were able to run a victory lap. Y'all, I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember my very first coach in college. His name was Fred LaPlante. And I remember he being so excited. He had since then had transferred to another school and was coaching at another school. So when I saw him in the stands leaning over like the banister while I'm going for this, if you will, victory lap. Oh my gosh, I just was so elated to see different people cheering for me and so happy for me, celebrating with me, cracking up like, can you believe this kid that I wasn't even thinking this way? And here I am able to represent the United States of America at the Olympic Games. Man, it's just crazy. Really just kind of, I guess, flash forward. It's been a journey. It's been great. I have no complaints. It's been athletics has groomed me, developed me, defined me, pushed me, killed me. Some of the workouts have been really tremendous, but just challenged me to just be a better person, a better athlete at the time, and really a better coach, just a better coach. And so I'm so grateful for athletics.
So having that experience, getting to compete as an athlete in the Olympics and then as a coach later down the line, 2 Olympics as an assistant coach on staff, and then what was sort of the process like getting selected as a head coach? Was it something on your radar? Was it a goal of yours to be the head coach for this year? Or take us through that process of what was like.
For starters, the process is actually you be selected and nominated by your peers. That's number
like the
one.
highest honor.
Exactly. So that blew me away. But each time in 2016, it blew me away. Just to be a part of a cohort of athletes that their future is right in front of them, and all of the jitters and family members and on. And it's just a whole different feeling that there's only, if you think about it in the world, there's only a few that will forever be Olympians. And to be a part of their lives in that way, it's just so rewarding because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to go through 3 rounds of competition, 3 rounds of elimination against the world. And I know while it's so challenging, while it's so stressful, it brings out the best in you. It brings out the best of your character. What will happen when your back is against the wall? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in those uncomfortable situations when you are as best prepared as ever? You can't run enough. You can't block start enough. You are prepared. You are absolutely prepared. And so knowing that and being able to share my experience and even empathize with them in those moments has been so helpful. And 2020 was a different scene because we had to pause the Olympic Games, really all sports.
Mhm.
You know it's bad when sports
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
stop.
That was rough.
I mean, what do you do? Like there's some things that, maybe your the syndicated movies or television series up they're canceled. Not a problem, right? Oh man, maybe something is not in the grocery store in one of the shelves. Okay, you kind of deal with that, right?
Mhm.
Oh, maybe gas prices they go up a little bit, rah rah rah. But you can. But when sport stop, pause, no more. Wow, that's huge. And so COVID really, really took a turn.
Mhm.
It really took a turn, and it elongated careers and goals and dreams of people that were looking to make the Olympic team. And so it was a pause for a whole year. And in 2021, we found ourselves in Tokyo, Japan, with no one in the stands. That was insane. I thought that the Zika virus in 2016 was the whole big thing. No, this it outperformed everything, and it was really super something because this time around, the athletes they did not have their personal coaches, and so they really were relying on our USA track and field coaching staff to service them. I use that word because that's exactly what you're doing. You are serving and you are creating a pathway that can be as seamless as possible for that athlete to accomplish the ultimate athletic goal in track and field, get a gold medal. And so it was really super something to be there as an assistant coach. And again, that I think that's when I really was able to apply my chops.
Mm-hmm.
Because the personal coaches were not there, and people still had to perform on a high level. As a staff, we were looking to accomplish certain number of goals. I'm so sorry that I can't remember at this time, but we did it plus some, and we're very, very proud of that. But this time now in 2024, being the head coach, wow, that's a hat. That's a hat. It's one of those big hats. What's a person in animation, a character that wears big hats? I don't know. The big, huge, yes. I felt like I had that type of hat on. It was pretty cool, though. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, track and field, a lot of the events are individual sports. How much do you kind of feel the pressure and like the weight of the nation looking to contribute those medals to that count and just seeing day by day?
Oh, man.
I mean, this Olympics, China had the lead for a little bit. It looked like on the gold counts, just looking to contribute. How do you kind of inspire?
Well, for starters, it's not over until it's over. So you never let them see you sweat. There was never a time that we were confident as track and field, as a community of track and field folk. We were confident that we were going to make an impact. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. It was fun to watch these elite athletes just do what they do on an everyday basis, apply pressure onto themselves. Even in the training sessions were intense. Oh, man, that was amazing. It was it was a breath of fresh air for me because I am very, very I'm highly competitive, and to see that type of energy in folk. I mean, honestly, to watch our sprint women do block starts in a training session, You're like, who just passed me? Who is that? And watch the training sessions of our 400-meter runners, 400 hurdlers do what they do best and do it so efficiently and so intentionally. It's nothing like watching someone. It's almost like a great movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody, and they're on a mission, and you're watching it all unfold. And then as you're watching this, and you go, oh yeah, well, I forgot, that's my cue. Let me go get the water, or let me clock the person and time them, right? You got, oh yeah, but it's just really super awesome. I've gotten an opportunity to watch some of the world's best, and probably what you guys would know as the famous folks. I revere them even the more because they have pressure on them that you would not even understand. Our young guy, 16-year-old, hopefully he's 17 by now. I don't know when his birth date is, but our 16-year-old Quincy Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Can you imagine just trying to walk throughout the city? It's not happening. He's a 16-year-old guy, and everyone wants his autograph. Everyone wants a piece. That's a lot to process.
Overnight stardom.
Absolutely. And then and he's in awe. He's like, oh my God, is that Noah Lyles? He's in awe just as well. And he had to compete against some of these guys also. And he's trying to make a name for himself, but at the same time, he got to go back to being a junior in high school. Who does that? Who does that? So that was just very special to be a part of even that. But then also, I mean, how can I not mention Sydney McLaughlin? Oh my God. Lavrone, sorry, I better say her whole name. Sid is a one of a kind. Her intensity is like no other. You want to be around that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to feel that. That's something that that's a bucket list. That type of intentionality, that type of intensity, and I can't say, oh my goodness, the most confidence, because you just really never know. That part didn't exude, although she's completely confident, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I felt the most was the intentionality, the purposeful focus, this is what I'm doing, and I'm putting everything in one plate, and I'm going for it. You want to feel that in your lives. Trust it. It's amazing. It just gives you goosebumps. Goosebumps for sure.
And then I see the necklace you're sporting. Is that a post-Paris accessory? And then just 16 medals this Olympics. Do you get to keep each medal, or do you get like one overall medal? How does that work?
They give us an applause and a pat on the back. The necklace, these 5 rings, they represent my journey. They represent my journey as being an ambassador of our country. And I thought that this is so fitting to don this. I know which each ring, it actually means something for me personally. And so while it is the Olympic rings, no doubt, but they also have some other meanings as well. I appreciate you noticing that.
So at Long Beach State, take it back from Paris, back to where we are now.
Yeah.
You are the program director in weighting. Can you take us through what sort of that, I mean, for the other sports here, not so much, we don't really have that position. Can you take us through what that means for you?
Well, just being a part of Long Beach athletics, athletes, we have nearly 400 athletes on campus. They are ambassadors. They find something very, very special about representing this university, their families, and their God-given talents and gifts in whatever the arena is, whether it's on a court or on the field, whichever it may be. they find it very comfortable and uncomfortable to represent and be ambassadors. And to be a part of that is huge. And so the title is certainly a point of honor, and it's just a point of honor. But the role, that is the kicker. I just had an athlete today that I believe that he graduated, I want to say that was, I think he told me 2015, 2016, something like that. And yeah, his name is Adonis. I won't say his last name, but he has represented our country in the military. And he was finishing his deployment, and he came back. He was in the LA area, and he came back to our campus just now to say thank you. I'm floored. And he went on to say that some of the life lessons that he learned in athletics, and maybe even some of the things that I said would come into fruition if you live long enough, he will be able to reap some benefit. And he came back to say, yes, some of those things happened, or some of the things I literally learned from. That is the jewel behind being a coach. No matter what the title is, it's that. And I am so honored to be in this occupation. This is thebomb.com. Yes, this is, I can go home and be fulfilled, feel fulfilled. I can come to work. I don't know what the day is going to bring. Oh, but trust and believe, some student athlete is bringing it. You can definitely bet your bottom dollar on that. Not every day is the same day. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful to be able to be a part of their journey. I can say this now in hindsight. I had no idea that I was going to be a coach. I didn't have any idea I was going to be an Olympian, but I certainly didn't have any idea that I was really seeking out coaching. Mm-hmm. But things in my life just led to this for such a time as this, right now, like right now. And who knew that I was going to meet an Adonis? Who knew that? And I'm in an occupation where I can, and I did. And it made a difference, at least for him, right? Mm-hmm. But if I don't dot my I's and cross my T's along the journey and try to be my best self, but also make mistakes and learn from those mistakes and move on from those mistakes, you don't learn lessons in the valley. I mean, in the mountaintop, you learn them in the valley. Mm-hmm. You learn it when your back is against the wall. You learn it when you are in the trenches. That's when you learn. That's what grows you. That's what builds you. That's what creates your character. When there's no one watching and you still do what you do, that's what we're looking to convey as coaches. Right? Mm-hmm. Because we know that those folks are going to be in our corporate communities, whether it's here domestically or if it's even internationally. You got to know. So 10 years ago, I was building to be my best self for both of you guys, both Maddies. Yes.
And then someone who's been in your life since the beginning. You mentioned earlier your brother coaching you. You mentioned your competitive spirit. He spent 23 years at your alma mater, San Diego State, and then more recently, UC Davis. What was it kind of like coaching against him in the Big West?
Oh, it was a beautiful concept.
Big West rivals.
Let me explain how we took that thing not only on the track around the oval, but we were talking mess at home during Thanksgiving dinners. Oh, yeah. I was so overjoyed to be able to rival with him. Yes, and the school.
Mm.
He's taught me so much. And I think there was a piece of the baby sister in me wanting to say thank you, but thank you by giving him a tough go at it. It give him a tough go. And so I believe our first season together, he won on the women's side, women's track and field side, and on the men's side, Long Beach State, we won the conference championships on the men's side. And so, that was kind of a 1-and-1 situation. It's been such a joy. I still to this day give a call and just kind of talk shop. He definitely is a mentor. He is an advisor. Sometimes he doesn't offer the answers. Sometimes he goes, "You already know. You get it." But being the cheerleader of the cheerleader, he has been such a cheerleader. He has his own success in his own right. He's coached Olympians and champions and NCAA, this and that. He certainly has. And he has been so selfless in offering support that way, not only just with me, but other folks as well. So he's been very, very instrumental in my progress and in my elevation and my understanding of things. I appreciate him.
You touched on some of those life lessons that, Adonis was able to learn here in athletics. You're also a motivational speaker. What's the best advice you've ever been given? And then what's the best advice you've given, or some of the best?
Wow. I have been given so many different pieces of advice that I live by. Gosh, so many. We would train so intentionally, but so intensely. And Ron was really big on never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you sweat. Don't give your opponent any crack in the foundation. Any piece of that, don't give that. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I was not the tallest 400 hurdler out there, and sometimes sizing up folk could be very intimidating. And so that was another deal. Always giving it your all. And I would say that that's kind of basic to anyone if you are really pursuing some significant goals. I think, gosh, for me, the ones that I give, oh my geez, it's been a lot. I think probably my classic, what folks would take this and run, was, gosh, so many. Let's see. Make them say your name. Make them say your name. Wherever you are in any industry, make them say your name. Your name is all you really have, right? Your name and your word. Your word is your bond. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to do something, get it done, right? And when you do it well enough to make them say your name. To make them say your name. I saw I think it might have been on social media. I'm not quite sure. I want to say that it was from Tom Hanks. He's the actor.
Mm-hmm.
And it just resonated with me. And he said, "This too shall pass." He said he would tell his younger self, and he wished he had known that this too shall pass. The low moments in life, don't worry, this too shall pass. But the high mountainous moments that you have with all of the fame and all of the success, this too shall pass. And I thought, wow, that is so true. It's just so true. And I've just taken that thing and ran with it because while, the Olympic Games are They're done and they're over. We're now celebrating the Paralympics, and those Olympians, and it's just wonderful and remarkable. There was a girl, her name was Marla Runyon. She was a legally blind athlete that transformed from the Paralympics all the way to the Olympics, right? And she was a distance runner. I'm not sure. I want to say that she has to be the first and only Paralympian to actually medal. If not, I'm wrong. That's okay. I just said her name, right? Yeah. And she would say, as she would get in the blocks, no complaints and no excuses. No excuses, no complaints. And that's what today is. And this is what Saturday is going to be and Sunday is going to be. No excuses, no complaints. Just get on with your business. Have fun. Have fun, but do your job.
The semester just kind of got underway. So many professors like to start each first class with an icebreaker. And so someone who your advice has mentioned, your advice at least, Alexa Camacho, she's a student in one of my classes. And her icebreaker, she mentioned she aspires to be an Olympian come 2028. What's just that like, having the Olympics in our backyard and just being able to coach that next generation? I mean, your athletes are right here.
Oh my gosh. For starters, 2028 is going to be a blast. It's going to be at home. Oh, that is going to be so incredible. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm hopeful that Alexa and anyone else that aspires to be a part of LA 28, that they have been energized by Paris. I'm hopeful that the athletes have just energized and engaged and inspired and any end to them, right? I'm hopeful that that really happens and it lasts for the next 4 years so that they can see that reality or that dream become reality. I'm hopeful. And to have athletes here on the campus that aspire for that for me, that's a holistic type of goal. So you're not about to just be an Olympian getting an A on the track. You also have to get an A in the classroom as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and because everything that you're doing is going to promote that type of success. Positivity on top of positive, elevate to the next level. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. So when we started in the first day of competition in the mixed relays with a medal, oh, you can best believe that we were looking for the next one. Like it was food for our spirit. And so if we have these athletes that aspire right now on this campus, then I really, really am excited to watch all of this unfold. For sure, and I certainly want to be a part of it. Mm-hmm.
Going over just to the past even, Tucson, you were named one of the 25 most influential people in 2012 there.
You really got in there, didn't you?
You have the Pops Track Club.
Mm-hmm.
You saw some of your athletes qualify their junior Olympic national teams. And then you're the founder and president of Sports Extravaganza.
Wow.
Right. So just all these life journeys, being named a top 25 person, what was that kind of like?
Well, all of it really is so very humbling, right? Like, that's not what you are seeking to do. You're looking to just do your job, whatever the job at hand is. And so to just be recognized is so humbling. It's just so humbling. And all of the different pieces of journey that I have experienced leads up to such a time as this right now. I'm in the right place, during the right time, doing the right stuff, and having a blast doing it, right? And I don't know. I just think that you did a lot of background. We had a track club. Yeah, it was called Pops Track Club, and it was really fun. It was athletes that they were youth athletes, and we started out just an idea that just formed and morphed into something greater than I could have ever imagined. Had such a blast. My husband and I, we wholeheartedly dived into it. He has been my backbone the whole way. Talking about having a team behind the team, he has been there the entire step of the way. And I'm literally, he was in college while I was in college. And so we were dating the whole time. And so he saw my journey, my win a little track meet here, win a huge track meet there, that kind of thing. I was a mom, still an athlete. Now it's the thing to do to be recognized. But man, I can tell you, I wish I had all of the support back then. that may have made my life just a little bit easier, because babysitting and all of those things was really something very real. But he has been such a support. So I can say that we had 2 girls. He knows how to comb hair and do all of the things, lotion them down, all of the things, especially when I was away, right? Yeah. So it's just been really, we have been partners in this whole life, and it's been incredible. I'm hopeful that he would ever say that he's had a blast as well, because I've taken him. I'm like, we're going on a roller coaster, buddy. Buckle up.
So to close it out, we're in the early days of the year, but what do you expect from the beach this season?
Oh, well, for starters, we are going to celebrate in a very unique and momentous manner. We are hosting our conference championships right here on campus at home. So you think I was excited about LA 28 being here.
The real
right
backyard.
Here. Yes, here in California, but the real backyard right here at Long Beach State. And I cannot wait for the athletes to come onto our campus. I want to welcome them wholeheartedly. I want to contest really great competition. And we look very forward to being the victor. Yes, it's going to be hard, but anything worthwhile has a challenge. And I do believe that we are going to have a really great standing on this, the results. So I'm going to just go ahead and formally ask everybody that is within earshot of this to come on down. Check it out. It'll be in May. Mid-May, we will have our Big West Conference Championships right here on the Jack Rose Stadium, in the Jack Rose Stadium, and I'm really looking forward to that. Our coaching staff is looking way forward to that. We are prepping as we speak. Our team, the student athletes, are certainly excited. We're about to put on a show like no other, and we just tell the other members of Big West, put your seatbelt on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Definitely. Don't take it personal.
I think we'll be in attendance for that.
We'll be in attendance.
Yeah, we'll have to pull up.
Yes.
Overall, just thank you for joining us. Thank you for
thank
so
you.
much inspiration, motivation, and just genuinely incredible stories. And thank you so much for joining us for Season 4, Episode 2 at Teed Up. Thank you to our video editor, Aiden Swanepoel, and our producers, Elle Nicklin and Ada Swanepoel. If you want to stay up to date on the latest in Long Beach sports, check out our website, lbcurrent.com, and follow us on socials at lbcurrent. Thank you for listening. See you later. And every episode, we throw up big hearts at the end.
Got it. Go Beach.
Go Beach.
Yes.